So here we are, and this is our, what would it be, the 8th videocast of the year, and it seems like Anna is not online. What's happening with this black box here?
I'm here next to you, Hunter.
Oh, there you are. So this time we don't need to do this little Zoom trick of having like a screen here and here. We're both in person, right?
Right.
Yeah. First time since 2020, right?
Yeah, let's shake hands on
that. It was good to meet you. Yeah.
Right.
Pleasure to work with you.
That's been great. And I'm really super happy that we finally had the chance to meet in person, do our videocast in person in the wonderful Brussels, and that welcome us with such a nice weather. We have blue sky and mild temperatures.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, and it also gives us an opportunity to train us on this video presentation skills that we had like a training last year. There's like, we're supposed to be facing this way, right? Because we're having, oh no, I'm out of the, okay, here we are. Okay, good, perfect. No, I mean, like, it's lovely to be able to be in the same room, because when it comes to the this video cast, the idea was always that it would be sort of conversational. I have to say, for us, that I think we did a pretty good job, but it's a little bit difficult when you're doing it through Zoom and so on. It's not as smooth, you know.
It's not as natural, definitely. Being in the same room and having a real conversation without any lag in time makes everything easier and more fun. Yeah. Definitely more fun.
I mean, like, it's good. Unfortunately, this is not we're not meeting in Beijing. Hopefully, at some point really soon, that will be possible. Instead, what's going on right now is that you came from Bergamo in Italy to Brussels, and I also came. I managed to sneak away from China to attend my brother's wedding, and also took the advantage to sort of meet up a little bit and come here and meet up with people in Brussels and do all the things like this. So that's really nice. So we can finally do this in person, actually.
Yes, but anyway, we will have to keep on doing some of our activities online, and like the plan is for the next activities to still be webinars, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, a lot of these things unfortunately have to be online because, as far as I know, things are not really getting a lot better in China right now. We have to keep it more online. For those of members around China that are not able to come to Beijing and so on, we will keep a lot of these things in that format.
Yeah, but then still, you know, we've been saying these years that there's an upside of doing things online. So I'm happy we will continue do so for quite a while. And so we've been quite busy recently, and we have just the next activity coming out. Just next Tuesday, we're having this like very small closed door meeting for those researchers out there who are planning to apply for the postdoctoral fellowships and submit their proposal with the really upcoming deadline, the 14th of September. So it's the first time we do something like that. I'm very happy because I think you know, these are really committed people who are going to really appreciate a little bit of last minute help to make their proposals as fast as possible by the deadline.
I mean, like, I don't totally agree with you. It's a little bit untrue in the sense that I haven't been busy at all recently. I've been really, I've been really super lazy recently. I've just been in Iceland, enjoying nature. So, you know, who has been really busy recently? It's been you. So, no. But we decided that now that we have the deadline of the Marie Curie coming up, that we would do another training. Of course, if you have never heard about the Marie Curie postdoctoral fellowships, we do this big event every year earlier in the phase. We did one in May with a trainer from Malta that was really great and had like hundreds of people coming. That one is available online. You can take a look at it on YouTube. So if you're still just interested in learning about this, we have a lot of resources available. What we decided to do right now, having only 2 weeks to the deadline, is to actually find people that are actually applying for this and see where they're at. We just want to talk to them, you know, like, how's your proposal going, how it is. And obviously me and Anna, we're not like application experts or whatever, but we've seen different things throughout the times, and I think you also managed to find some support in Europe to help out with this.
I mean, it's not going to be only us. We have two trainers, two NCP from Denmark, who actually like help us out with one of the webinars last year, and so they are really experts and can take a look at the questions, take a look at the proposals, and for those who are really completing their proposals, they can give a little bit of advice and indications on how to make the last improvements. If you're interested in the postdoctoral fellowships, but still not sure what they are, if they are for you, then watch our webinars of earlier this year and stay updated, like subscribe to our newsletter, because we always have events that are more general, where we let you know that the call is open and how to prepare for it. This event on Tuesday is really for those who are at the final stages of their proposals, and is a very limited group of people. But if any of you out there who's watching right now is at this stage, then welcome to contact us and we see if there's a seat available. We are always happy to try to help out.
You have to tell us immediately, though, because we need to take a look at it. So maybe if you hear this now or later today or whatever, you can send it to us before the weekend, and we might be able to include you. But like Anna said, it's for people that are actually have a proposal that's ready. So that is super cool. That is not the only way to work with Marie Curie, though, if you're in a Chinese institution. So the postdoctoral fellowship are for these people that are interested in coming to Europe to do 1 or 2 years. But there's also other parts of the Myers-Sklodowska-Curie actions. And one of them that we have not really worked on a lot in the past is the staff exchange part. But we are really lucky to have a trainer with us that is going to do a little bit of a webinar with us at the end of September, right? 27th of September. And this is going to be a Marie Curie webinar on the staff exchange. And, this is a little bit different sort of people that we're looking for. So, for example, I was yesterday here in Brussels, so I was taking the metro back home, and I get a message from a Chinese colleague who is this really relatively high-level professor at Peking University, and she asked me, I want to do a Marie Curie fellowship to do this project and send people here and there. And I was like, you know what? That's not really how the Marie Curie fellowship works. But here's another thing that I wanted to point you towards. The staff exchange program. So if you are running this research project, you have a lot of staff, you have researchers working for you, everything from PhD candidates to any other sort of researchers on your team, and you are doing research with other universities elsewhere in the world, you can take advantage of this to sort of run mobility. You can send person from China to go to your partner's team at a university in Sweden, and they can send somebody to Germany, and the Germans can come to your institutions in China. And this is actually a really realistic way to do this kind of collaborations. A lot of Chinese institutions have done this in the past and been really successful. I think the latest statistics, there's about 3,000 to 4,000 Chinese researchers that have taken advantage of this. So this is actually an excellent way to work. Another thing that I'd almost forgotten, but I was looking over the staff exchange the other day. they actually encourage third country participation. So it's actually, they prefer, they like these people here that are putting up these groups of research teams in Europe. They always need to have at least 2 Europeans, but then they also might need a third one from somewhere else in the world. So this is actually, they might actually be really interested to have somebody from an excellent Chinese university as part of their project. So this is cool. This is coming up on the 27th. Anything else we have planned?
Yeah, we also have another webinar for the beginning of October. We're going to talk about the ERC opportunity, the European Research Council's opportunity. So still, we're talking about to a different audience and still about 2 researchers at different career stages and about a really prestigious kind of funding that will bring you, to a wonderful research environment and with a lot of funding in Europe. We always run webinars about the ERC, and we're lucky enough to have people from the ERC who are going to present these opportunities. So yeah, that is also something that you should put in your agenda. It's coming up on the 12th of October, and it's really an opportunity that is open for researchers that are in China and they are at different career stages. So there's no limitation in terms of field of research. There's no limitation of nationality. So even if you are based in China but you're from Ethiopia, you're still very welcome to apply, because you're looking for bright minds, for innovative ideas, for groundbreaking innovations. So I think it's really also an exciting opportunity. And we have had researchers with us also in the Videocast who got an ERC fellowship. Yeah. So, there's, I think it's a good opportunity to get to know a bit more about it and maybe also, stay in touch and get some advice on how to apply. And
yeah, we met with Manuel Perez Garcia in Shanghai in our 3rd Videocast, I think, and he was explaining how all of that was. So this is the real deal. The European Research Council, that's where the real money is. If you're an individual researcher, right? And it's totally open to Chinese researchers. And it gives you all the autonomy in the world with your research money. It is significant funding that you will receive. It is enough to do real research projects and do a whole team and so on. So it's another level. And it is open to some of the most excellent researchers in the world. I don't know how many Nobel Prize winners they have at this point, right. But it's not only for them, because they actually are clever enough to sort of split it up into different career stages. So there's a dedicated funding for early career researchers, for example, which are people that finish their PhD from 2 years ago up to 7 years. So you can see that even if you're sort of younger or starting your research career, there's still quite a bit of opportunity here. So this is cool. We will have the ERC webinar in October. I guess after the holidays, people might take a break and then start thinking about their future funding opportunities. And then after that, we also have a lot of things. This is a little bit more murky. I'm not really sure what to say to you about how October, November, December is going to develop. It kind of depends, right? It depends on how things are going to be in China.
Of course, we have plans, but we will need to stick to what is possible, what is allowed. For sure, I think we can announce that we're going to have a big and exciting science lab. Last year, we managed to do it, and it was quite a success, I would say. And of course, it was not a physical event. But we had a jury that gathered in Beijing. The participants who were competing for the final prize, they were even connected on VR. And then the audience that was following from their homes on their computers and could see the jury that was in Beijing and the participants connected from different areas of China VR. So let's see. I would be very happy to at least try to have a hybrid event, if not a big physical event. But we are, we're staying innovative, and we try to, try to find solutions.
Yeah, we promised people this, right? When we did our science communication training in March, we said we would do this, so we absolutely will. The science lab is not off the table. Worst case scenario, it's going to be totally virtual. I am pretty confident we can do a hybrid event. So like maybe some of you are able to join us for something in Beijing possibly, or somewhere else in China. But those that are not able to travel domestically, we'll find a way around that. So that's kind of cool. That's like a flagship thing.
And I think we're planning more than one prize this year.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for those that followed our science communication training, we've been like working on sort of like diversifying a little bit what we do with the science lab. And then of course, if things are going to get a little bit better, we have at least 3 or 4 physical events in China that we would love to be able to do. We have been teasing the researchers, not in Beijing, since April at least. Then, unfortunately, like 1 week before it was supposed to take place, everything went into lockdown. I don't know. So this is the easiest thing for me to pull off if there's any chance. So if you're a Chinese researcher or European researcher in Beijing, I might just wait until there's a good opportunity, and if there's any availability of doing events or activities in Beijing, let's say in November or something like that, I might just like send a message to the community and invite you all to come over. This is super cool. This is the opportunity for you to really, so it's belonging to the EURAXESS network is good. You get all kinds of information and emails and so on. I really believe that the main benefit from you is this, to meet other people, connect with others and so on. So I really hope we can be able to do that. Maybe another one in Guangzhou later in the year as well, maybe around the same time as the one in Beijing. This also depends on the situation in Guangzhou. And then, the Forum of European Researchers is also on the agenda. We have like our contacts at the European delegation, who we normally organize this with. They're very dedicated to have something happen. If it's not going to be possible to get people from all over China to come to Beijing like we did last year, we will do something hybrid. We're getting pretty good at that, right? Yes.
I think we're going to have maybe a bigger event, a bigger forum next year in 2023. But I think we should plan some like a smaller forum-like event for this last quarter. Mm-hmm. So we try to create the opportunity for the European researchers to meet up. This is also related to something that we had to postpone again. That was supposed to happen in April.
Yeah.
It was like, and unfortunately, like these last few years, we had to adapt and move online, and sometimes also postpone. I mean, the physical events that were supposed to take place in Shanghai in April. Maybe something is going to happen in this last quarter, November. I mean, it doesn't depend completely on us, but if there's any chance and like anything will be allowed, we will try to do again like small, maybe physical meeting, and then connect with those who are not in Shanghai and kind of move through a completely hybrid format.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's.
We will have good one. We'll absolutely have a big one in 2023. But I still think we should do something in 2022. So so that's sort of the gist of it. I mean, like it all boils down to what's going to be the state of mobility in China, both like in and out of China. More importantly, inside of China, because most of the European researchers are all over the place and so on. And I guess it also kind of depends on where you are. If you're a European researcher in China, chances are that some of you might even have left already. And so like these things are kind of tricky at the moment. A lot of people are coming and going. There's a flux. The population of people is not the same as normally. I know this from my own firsthand. I'm coming here now to Europe. It's not so easy to return. So a lot of people have been leaving, etc. And it's kind of important for us to know how that is developing. So we are planning, and we already have a first draft or like a little survey that we will be sharing with you soon. And this survey is basically checking who is still here in China and what's going on with you and so on. It's absolutely in the service of you. We would just like to know what's going on, because if we find out that there are some challenges or other things that we were not aware of, this is something we need to be able to take into account when we are finding out what we can do for you, etc. Enough of that. Hopefully I'm able to return to China in a couple of weeks, and if that's the case, in the next Videocast I'll be like, yeah, it's no problem, everybody can go on a holiday and come back, it's super easy.
Well, anyway, Halder, I will be happy if you stay in the area anyway. And we can meet in Brussels, and we take advantage and have a lot of interviews with our people from EURAXESS worldwide.
I mean, it has its upsides to be here. Absolutely, one thing that I've enjoyed over the last couple of days being here in Brussels is being able to connect a little bit better with a wider initiative of EURAXESS. You might think that EURAXESS is just like a China little thing, because we have our hub in China and we've been working with you for more than 11 years. But in reality, it's a lot bigger. There's EURAXESS is like it's a whole thing, and we are taking advantage of the fact that we are here now in Brussels to come with a little bit of a surprise guest.
That is VIP guest.
Yeah, well, she said it's a VIP guest because it's not very surprised if you put it into your flash note, the name of it, right?
We announced it already,
right.
But I'm very excited that we're going to invite to our little videocast and to talk with us, Nikos.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, so if Nikos come over, we put on the little screen. Oh, look at that. We have a 2-camera setup.
And three people together.
Yeah, first time. Our videocast, first time, 3 people in the same room. So welcome, Nikos. I'm very happy you're with us today.
I'm glad to have you here. I've seen some of the things, some of the videos that you showed, and now I'm in it and really excited about it.
We are also very excited. So I want to start asking you how you ended up working with EURAXESS worldwide, and what did you do before? Because you have been with the project in not so long.
Yeah.
It's the first time our audience sees your face. So
First of all, I'm the project manager of EURAXESS worldwide. I'm based in Brussels, and I communicate daily with all of you all around the world. I have a bit longer history with EURAXESS. I was part of the team that wrote about this project and got this project 4 years ago. We are live right now.
So this is our Bernard, our friend.
Yeah, you are in, so you can say hi.
Hello, everybody.
This is online on YouTube.
On YouTube, very nice.
Okay.
So Bernard is also one of the bosses of EURAXESS worldwide. We were not planning to have him on it.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Looks nice.
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
does.
I like it with the EURAXESS logo. Very nice.
Okay. So as I was saying, thank you, Bernhard. Bye.
I will come back in 5 minutes for another test.
I'll come back to you. See, this is what live is. Yeah, that's great. Yes, I was first in this project 4 years ago, and then I found myself in the beginning of this year again, and I became the project manager of this. I came here from a position in another European project in the Western Balkans, where I was working for sustainable tourism in the Western Balkans. Been a great project, but that ended, and so I left Tirana and Sarajevo, and I came to Brussels.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see that you guys have a pretty big worldwide team here.
Yes.
It's been really interesting for me that it's been stuck in China for 2 years to actually go meet all of you because I'm also interacting with all of you.
Yeah.
It's a big project in the sense that I feel like it's all about us here in China. But honestly, you are talking to people here, there, everywhere.
Yes,
it's like there's a lot of Annas and Haltos around the world.
Exactly. I start my day talking with Australia. We have our people there in Sydney, in Tokyo, in Japan, in Seoul, in Korea, in China, in Vietnam, and Singapore, where we have the ASEAN team. India, then we get closer to our time zones around noon with Africa, and late in the day, early afternoon, we talk to the Americas, where we have people in Washington, in Bogota, and in Rio de Janeiro, and that's it.
It's kind of convenient that we're here at GMT 0 because very close to the middle.
Plus one.
You're very close to sort of, you can kind of cover it all. So what is EURAXESS Worldwide? I think a lot of these people, they might know what we do in Beijing, but what is EURAXESS globally?
Look, in a nutshell and in one line, EURAXESS and EURAXESS Worldwide is the communication tool for the Horizon Europe program, which is the biggest and the key funding program of the European Union for research and innovation. But if we want to break it down a little bit, I have here also my cheat notes. We are primarily a networking platform. Our job is to bring together people from all over the world, whether they're researchers, students, institutions, universities, and connect them. You are actually, not we, you, us, maybe. We are the most reliable source for information when it comes to Horizon Europe. So whoever has questions comes to you. We help European and international researchers explore and create the ties that are possible, opportunities, meaning that if somebody is interested in achieving a goal where he has to work with other people in Europe, he comes to you and you inform them what opportunities are for them, practicalities. That's also very important because it's not easy for everyone to leave a country and go to Europe. I'm sure the people that are watching know that. That's why they're watching. And of course, we help develop careers. As we discussed a little bit beforehand, I told you what we want, our vision is to make people understand that EURAXESS will help them from their days as students in the university through programs such as Erasmus, then take them and continue help them after in their postdoc phase when they're researchers with programs such as Marie Curie, and then if they are even aiming higher and have their startups or whatever ideas they bring in, then we can help them bring them together with European counterparts, with European institutions, private sector, and this is part of our job to create this consortia, bring people together and make business. And finally, of course, and something that you've done a lot in China is bring together the diaspora, the Europeans that are in all these areas that I just mentioned, and bring them together, because the diaspora is not only the group of people in China, it's also the ties that are formed between China and Europe. So, of course, it's good to meet as Europeans wherever we are, when we are outside of our home countries. But I think the most important part of a diaspora is to serve as a bridge between two areas, in your case, between China and Europe.
Yeah. So I think this explained it quite well. It does. I think the value proposition is quite clear for the people. I think the people that are in our network are aware of all the things that we do for them and so on. But somebody might ask themselves, why is the European Commission doing this? Why is the European Commission connecting all these research communities all over the world with the European research area? So why is EURAXESS
one of the main pillars when it comes to what we're doing is open science, and this is not a theoretical thesis. It is real that the European Union works, not only believes, but works towards open science. The fundings, the legislations, all the actions that the European Union does, and we, as EURAXESS, has in mind the openness in science, which means that we aim to bring people from all over the world together in order to share our knowledge. It's a two-way relationship. Europe wants to share towards the world, but wants also to receive knowledge, ideas, and people, share our cultures, and live in an open world. That's a real European idea, and it's very apparent when it comes, in your case, open science is a thing. It's not just two words.
Yeah, it's really happening.
Yeah.
And I think that also for us being EURAXESS China, it's it's important to hear this from you, and the fact that we know that we are part of a bigger project, of the worldwide project,
Yes.
gives more meaning
Yes.
to what we do in China.
Yes, actually, China is not only part of the worldwide program, but China is also part of an initiative that is starting in a couple of months that is about synergies within Asia. Because for Europe, Asia, of course, each country is a target for communication, but Asia as a whole has a lot of opportunities as well. So one of the projects that is coming up is finding bigger regions and trying to build synergies in there, especially when it comes to cooperation with institutions and European private sector. Because obviously exchanging students and fellowships and postdocs and all this is part of your job. But I don't know how much your audience knows that, but I think they know it probably. It's also bringing together opportunities when it comes to business. And this is something that everybody wants. And because it's cooperation on so many levels. And what we do as EURAXESS is we are trying to group opportunities in Asia and then bring groups from Europeans together in matchmaking sessions and seminars and symposiums. These things are daily work for you and for all the others. Of course, this is not only in Asia. Our aim is to bring it after we do this in November, most probably next year, to bring it to the Americas, because we have there, we're covering the whole continent as well. And as we're talking about continents, our next big step is Africa, which is a huge area of huge interest, and where we have opened actually our EURAXESS Africa office there. It's based in Addis Ababa. And we will have, there is a symposium, European Union, African Union symposium happening, and there our guy there, Ahmed, he will speak for the first time in a huge event about EURAXESS and what we try to achieve in Africa.
That's very interesting. I think there's a lot happening, and also probably quite a few challenges all around the world related to mobility and all what has been happening. So let me just ask you one last question before we conclude. You want to tell us the most interesting thing that is happening, or like the biggest challenge that is worrying you for the coming years?
The biggest challenge for me is to make people understand that all these programs, all this money that is being spent through Horizon Europe is so much more than a one-off trip to Europe through Erasmus, or a year in a lab somewhere, or some small project or big project. We want to share this trip in their career that each one of you is planning to do, from the beginning up to the point where you're able, to set up your own companies and do your huge projects and make your visions true. We want to be there with you. Europe, as I said, within the open science idea, understands that everything cannot happen in one place only. We live in one world, and we are better when we cooperate. So my challenge is to put this into people's heads through the work that you are doing, that from the 2 months in Spain through an Erasmus program, through starting a huge consortium based in Shanghai, we can be their partners with you.
Yeah, I think you explained it very well.
I hope
We're
so.
planting seeds.
No matter where you are, we can be your partners to help you to connect with Europe.
Yes, that's our job. That's our main focus of what we're doing.
Thank you very much.